Hi, I'm Ania and I'm from Poland. I got to Cornerstone because I really wanted to be obedient to God. And if you would like, I can tell you a bit about my story. I grew up in Poland in a family with 3 siblings, and in my family we didn't really talk about God. We did all the things you did in a Catholic church, but not necessarily talked about God. God was really not present. And my parents, they taught me to be ambitious, to be hardworking, and I learned that working hard brings consequences. And when I was probably around 16, I thought, I don't want to be part of the church, I don't want to follow God, and I thought I really want to break with God, basically. And so this is what I did. At the end of the studies, I met a person who told me about Jesus, and I was told that Jesus is the only way, the truth and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through Him. And that was really shocking to me. I also learned that Jesus is the only mediator between God and us, and that really touched me personally. So I bought a Bible. I started reading, and that journey lasted for about 6 years for me, until I finally learned and realized that Jesus dying on the cross was a personal thing for me, for my life as well. And once I realized it, it really changed my life. After I became a believer, I still had plans to go to Thailand. I went to Thailand, and the trip turned out to be very life-changing. I had to go back to Poland, and I didn't know what to do with my life. Relationship I had broke, and when I came back to Poland, I was clearly told by God to go to church. And that changed my whole journey again. And in the church, I met a lot of missionaries. There were a lot of them there. Some of them discipled me. I started doing Bible studies, and I grew in the church. And I've learned a lot in that time. And I was really amazed at the work they were doing, and I started to be very involved in the ministry there. In 2010, I got baptized. And I started being more active in ministry in my church. There were many missionaries there, and I was able to participate in Bible studies, started leading them as well. And God really redirected my journey. I went to a Christian camp in Croatia. It was international, cross-cultural. I really loved it. And then 4 years in a row, I continued going there. And in 2014, I came to Cornerstone for the first time, and it was really a life-changing journey for me. And I really loved how people were humble here, how even the teachers were focused so much on God and spiritual growth. It was really a beautiful place to be, and I dreamt of coming. Unfortunately, the finances were not making it possible for me at that time. And 2 years ago, I went through some hardship. There were some difficult moments in my life, and God reminded me of Cornerstone. It was a beautiful redirection again in my journey with God. And suddenly the thought of coming to Cornerstone was more possible than I thought. And the thought was irresistible. I really couldn't resist thinking about it. So I came. I really wanted to obey God. And I don't know what the future holds. The journey is really unknown to me right now. There are some hints already from God, maybe about the direction. But in general, the future journey is at this point unknown. I truly focus on obeying God and trusting Him in this process.